Good afternoon, MDRT. My name is Sarah Kelber. I'm from Wayzata, Minnesota, and I am delighted to be here. Can you believe we're here at the annual meeting? Isn't this a great start to the meeting so far? Isn't New Orleans a great venue? This MDRT Speaks concept, who's hoping we're going to learn more from these folks this afternoon? And how many are hoping I'm going to share a little nugget of wisdom with you? But before I do, can I ask you a question? Do you feel a connection with me up here on stage? Do you know why that is? Did you realize that ever since I started, I've not made a single statement, everything's been a question. And as I nod, you nod. And as I smile, you smile. Questions are integral to the sales process. Using questions builds genuine interest, giving the clients more confidence in us before we've ever made that first recommendation. Taking the question, coupling it with their responses to create our recommendation, the objections simply melt away. There's no stumble at the close of the sale. But before we can close a sale, we have to open a sale. Let me give you two great opening ideas. First one, prospective client says, thanks anyway, I have an advisor and a plan. Thanks to past President Stephen Rothschild, we have a great question. Do you have enough confidence in your advisor and your plan that you'd let me give you a second opinion? It's brilliant, they have no out. They say no, they have no confidence. They say yes, you get to give them a second opinion. Idea number two, business card, upside down, slide it across the table to this prospect. Ask him to give you the names of 3 people that will take care of your family financially if they should die. Who would pay the mortgage, fund college, take care of the retirement dreams? When they can't think of a one, flip it over, point to your name, let them know you'll be that person. You've got their interest, keep going. They'll see you as a thinker. Questions reflect thinking. And when they see you thinking about them, their goals, their dreams, they're going to see you differently. And you show that right in the first prospect meeting with your good old fact finder. I hope it's a blank yellow notepad. This shows your interest is on them, not some silly form you have to complete. Do that later. This meeting is about getting to know each other. How better to do that than with questions? When you use questions, be engaging, be disturbing, because remember, the more you ask, the more you tell. The more you listen, the more you sell. The more you ask, the more they tell. The more you listen, the more you sell. Let me give you a few ideas. As we move into investments, ask what their expected rate of return is here. When they give you their answer, you've got an idea as to their risk tolerance, as well as their expectations. Ask how engaged their advisor is, how often changes are made to the portfolio. What fees are they paying, both to the advisor and the fund itself? You'd be shocked how many people don't know this. And if they're not paying much, and their advisor's not very engaged, I guess they get what they're paying for, right? When you're looking to retirement income, so many people have a source of income from a social system or from a corporate pension. Ask them how much they would like of their income to show up guaranteed month after month. Thanks to Tom Hegna's concept of paychecks and playchecks, this is a pretty simple annuity sale. When we move into talking about life insurance, the perfect question there, what are your concerns financially for each other should the other one die? What do you do after you ask this question? Don't speak, just listen. But in order to formulate the proper insurance recommendation, we need to know a little something about their health status, don't we? So we always ask them, do you use any form of tobacco, have any health issues, or take any medications that might prevent you from achieving standard or better underwriting? What do they always say to this? No. And then the spouse will nudge and say, don't forget about your cholesterol medication. And then they'll say, oh yeah, that. You may need to rephrase this question. Are there any little plastic bottles that you have to pick up once a month at the pharmacy that have your name on the label? Now maybe you'll get the truth. Remember, tell them you're doing this not to be nosy, but simply to formulate the absolute best recommendation for them. Often, as we're talking about life insurance, long-term care, and critical illness will come up. The perfect question that we ask, what have you done to protect your increasing net worth from taxes at death or a nursing home facility if nursing home, long-term care, or critical illness is an issue? They'll immediately start telling stories of someone who's lost tens of thousands to these types of things. It's so nice when they help us make the sale. Extended family naturally comes into the conversation. Often we ask, isn't there any inheritance you're likely to receive? Past President Tony Gordon would follow that with, would you introduce me to your mom? The next question asking, is there any inheritance you would like to leave? Naturally, again, a simple insurance sale. The single most important thing we've done in our practice that has saved us tremendous amounts of time is to institute a checklist. Now, you may think this has nothing to do with asking questions, but I assure you it does. When you've taken the time to ask the questions, elicit the responses, and create those recommendations, give them a simple way to answer you. Our checklists are very simple. Yes, I want to implement. No, I do not wish to, or I wish to modify. It's a perfect way and has saved us tons of time in follow-up with the clients. And who doesn't like to check off those little boxes? Now remember, the more you ask, the more they tell. The more you listen, the more you sell. Questions create dialogue. Dialogues create connections. Connections create relationships. People do business with people they like and trust. How do we get them to like and trust us? It's all in the questions. Thank you.